So because we have the triple threat of Guilty Gear Exit Revelator 2, Injustice 2, and Tekken 7 on the way, and this channel being mostly dedicated to Tekken itself, I thought it'd be dope if I get some hints and tips on the best way to use online for fighting games. I've noticed a lot of people tend to misuse it, complaining about ranked mode, getting overly stressed, basically not enjoying the time with the game, and generally ruining the experience. Playing fighting games online can be a lot of fun when they aren't lagging, but it's also the place where most tend to test their skills and knowledge of the game if they can't have offline sessions. I think in this day and age, mastering online play is as much of a necessity as knowing how to use training mode in fighting games. Online fighting games aren't perfect, but we're slowly getting there, and it's time to really start utilizing it in a way that benefits us. Ranked mode is where most people tend to jump when playing online fighters, and from scrub to pro player, I have to say, if you're not familiar in any way with the game, that's a really bad idea. It's like jumping into a pool of sharks and you're learning how to swim at the same time. It's not a good look. Ranked mode is a test of consistency, willingness to win, fundamentals, and adaptation. Now, a lot of people may immediately disagree with me on this, but hear me out. In ranked, you're randomly matched up with people at or near your specific rank. To get a higher rank, you must win on a consistent base. You will run into many different opponents, and most games only allow one match, with newer fighters allowing you to play more than one. Regardless, you have to adapt to each opponent if you want to get that string of victories to rank up. In those matches, you have to be on point every match. You have to have the will to win. Trying to play mindless will just cause you to lose, and it just really gets you frustrated. Especially when people are willing to pull out anything to win, including things that may seem cheap or unfair to you. But if you have the fundamental fortitude, you can overcome it. If not, well, prepare to take that L. One thing I often hear is that rank doesn't matter in fighting games, and that can't be more wrong, especially with online and fighting games being generally better than it has ever been in the past. Your rank is, of course, isn't the end-all be-all, for sure. Rank in most cases really just tells you where you are in that point in time in the game. People will contend with me on that because of boosters and cheaters or people generally spending more time with the game. Those people don't have anything to do with you, and a majority of players like you, so they're best ignored. It's all about what you as a player can do, and rank gives you an idea about where you stand, whether it's very abstract or very clear. There is no relaxing here. This is a gauntlet. This is the test after a whole night of studying in practice mode. But since it is a test, it's always better to come prepared, and there's a place where you and other students of the game can go practice and generally feel a bit safer. That's where player matches come in. Player matches help alleviate the shark pool issue a bit by giving you a safe space to test things out and learn at your own pace without the seriousness of ranked matches. Many people often prefer player matches because of this, and it's easy to understand why. You want to have fun and be able to play without the dour seriousness of play getting to you at every moment. You're able to basically play longer sets with a large amount of people so you can gain basic knowledge and in-the-moment skills. It's always good to jump here first after a practice mode session and absorb all the stuff you've practiced, or maybe experiment on some things you can't try in practice mode. Many a fighting game player will tell you to find someone at your level so you can grow at a steady pace and let competitiveness drive you to want to play, learn, and know the game better. There's no better spot than here, to be honest. Some people can be off-putting and isolated because, hey, the internet. But if you play a great match with someone, don't be afraid to hit them up and add them to your friends list. The core issue with player matches, however, is that outside of certain instances, it can be too relaxing at times. Yeah, you can play seriously and want to win, but it's very easy to get complacent, and after playing so many player matches against so many people, you really start to lose a sense of how skilled you are. Yeah, you can beat that high ranked player in player match, but can you even reach that rank in the first place? What about that beginner / bronze ranked person that mopped you up a few minutes ago? What's really going on? That's the issue. It's like the Wild West in player matches, straight anarchy. Honestly, the key to all this is really simple. Ranked and player matches should be played in tandem and not as a preference, I feel, if you generally want to get better at the game you play online. You have to get into a groove of using both, using the safe space of player matches to really educate you in on the moment-to-moment gameplay, and taking the education to rank to test your mettle. After playing ranked, you can therefore go back to the drawing board and see what you can possibly improve, and you continue that cycle. That pretty much sums up how to use the main modes of online fighters, but here are some general tips to help you be that online warrior. Number 1. The later you pick up a fighter after release, the harder it will be. But the earlier you pick it up, the more random but lenient the game will be. So if at all possible, if you're into a game, try to get it as early in its lifespan as possible so you can learn with the community and make bigger strides in the game. Number 2. Online differs from fighter to fighter. So sometimes you may not be able to play online very well with certain games because their online is trash, so just probably watch out for reviews and things like that. Never play ranked solely for rank itself, but to generally test yourself. If there's an option to rematch and you think you may lose and get demoted, play anyways. If you're ever getting upset while playing ranked matches or even playing matches, jump into practice mode or take a break completely. Serious play, while fun, is very taxing, and you play worse when you're generally upset and mindless. Well, that's all for now, guys. See you in the next video. Peace.